Do. Good morning, everybody. What's going on? What is up? What is up?
Oh, you already got it all set up?
Yeah, we're live.
You ain't got chat up?
I do have chat up.
No, you don't.
Not your chat. You got to go to YouTube.
Well, I asked you if you already had it all set up. You said yes.
Oh, no, I can't do that until I go live.
Well, you just said you're live. I'm on your YouTube.
Right, because we're live on my YouTube. You got to refresh.
No, it's right here.
Getting my magnet on. Oh, tight.
I don't see your cameras anywhere.
Good morning, everybody. What's going on? Trying to get chat up.
What did you do?
What did I do? What? Hey, Sid. How are you?
How you doing, Sid? My camera's not up.
I know it's not up yet. We're not. I haven't put it on yet, honey. We just started.
You could have said that. Well, don't put it on yet.
Okay. He's getting his magnet on. We're doing good, Sid. How you doing? Good, good. Good to hear. Let's get those magnet on. I got my magnet on. Thank you so much for the lemons. Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, let's do this.
Ready?
No, I got a bad lag.
You got a bad lag?
It's echoing.
Oh, no, you're muted. I don't know why it's echoing.
I'm going to shut down. I'll come back.
Am I echoing to you, Sid? Is there an echo out there to you?
I just now heard. I'm going to shut down.
No echo to you? You might have your volume up too much. Oh, are you on YouTube?
Not now.
That's where the echo came in, huh? We found the echo. All right, since I don't have any opener, of course, we'll go ahead and get started. Good morning, everybody.
My fashion statement?
Yes, we got our fashion statements on. We got our magnets on. And sorry about not going live yesterday. I was feeling ill. Oops, that's not what I want. I don't want full screen. There we go. There we go.
I went bye-bye.
Oh, you're on DLive and YouTube? You went bye-bye. What do you mean you went bye-bye?
Because you took my...
Oh. You're on DLive and YouTube? Awesome. Awesome. Very, very cool.
I don't know how to do all that.
He's not up to par with that yet. But that's okay. He'll get there. He'll get there. So today we are talking Legends and Lore. Hey, Ron.
Uh-oh.
You don't want to see Mr. Chaos?
Good morning, Ron.
How are you, Ron? As you can see, like I said, we got our magnets on. Even though we didn't go live yesterday, I was a little bit under the weather. I didn't get to bed until 3:30 that morning, and because I was sick.
But we did still do a tape show last night.
Yes, I just haven't uploaded it yet. And also, we did do our magnets.
That's why we did the
show,
tape show.
The tape show to show everybody we did do our magnets. So today we are talking.
Yeah, thanks, Ron.
Thank you, Ron. Yes, I did see your message, and I thought I wrote you back, and then I looked later on, right before I went to bed. And
hi, Nicole.
Hey, Nicole. We didn't feel any of the earthquakes. We didn't feel any of them. We actually had a 1.3 here, and I didn't even know about it. We didn't even feel it. We just had to watch out for. We did have the tsunami warnings and everything, but we're good. We're good. We're still here and not shaking.
Stirred, not shaken.
But I feel bad for those people down there. They went 11 hours. No, they had 11 earthquakes in 2 hours.
No, it's 14 within an hour.
Within an hour?
Yeah,
it was crazy. It was crazy.
Oh,
yeah.
They happen here every day, Nicole.
Yeah. I could show you the earthquake map and let you know they happen every day, thousands of them. So we're used to it. We don't like the big ones, but
Yeah, we usually won't feel it until it hits about a 3 point something.
Yeah. So it's been crazy down there, and I think they're still. I haven't checked this morning. Usually I get up, I check before I go to bed, and then I check when I get up in the morning, but I didn't check this morning, so I'm not sure if they had. I know they were still getting little tremors, like aftershocks and that. But
yeah,
other than that, yeah.
The worst one that me and Missy went through here, it hit a 7.2
in Anchorage, yeah,
and it shook this building pretty good.
Yeah, that was scary. No, that's not why we weren't live. I actually was up till like 3:30 in the morning. I was sick. I had a stomach thing going on, and basically I was just waiting to get sick. But it never came, thank God. And I finally fell asleep. So Eddie was nice enough. He knows if I sleep in the morning, it's for a reason, because usually I'm up. I'm up having my coffee and having my cigarette before. Well, sometimes we flip-flopped.
Yeah.
But mostly it's before he gets up. So if I'm still sleeping, he knows he knows I was up for a reason, and that I'm sleeping in for a reason. So.
And I could have easily jumped on yesterday morning and let you guys know, but I just don't know how to use her computer system.
Right, yeah, which I'll have to show them. So if things do happen, we don't worry you guys about, especially on the same day that we're having earthquakes or whatnot, or at least Alaska's having earthquakes. That way, he can let you guys know that we're safe and everything like that.
Give you guys an idea of how worried they were. They had tsunami warning all the way down to Texas.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, when I say that they were getting pounded down there in Dutch Harbor, and around that area, they were getting pounded. Like they were having, I couldn't imagine. Obviously nobody was sleeping down there, because their biggest one was like 6 point something.
Yeah, it was close to a 7.
But I mean, they weren't even getting like low aftershocks. They're getting pounded with a
5 points, 4
5.6,
points.
4.6, 4.9, 5.4. I mean, they were getting constantly rumbling. So
And it
kudos to them.
was like one immediately after another.
Yeah.
So it's like the ground probably never even stopped shaking.
Yeah. So thank you, Nicole. She said, as long as you guys are okay.
Yeah, we're okay, Nicole.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Everybody's good. Everybody's good. So yeah. And if you guys ever do see us go through an earthquake, I won't even think about shutting down.
No, you'll just see us disappear from the camera.
Yeah, we'll let you know what's going on, but hey.
Because we are on the 3rd floor.
Yes.
So it's kind of a little bit of a drop if something was to happen.
Yeah. We'd be sitting in the office.
The laundry room.
Yes, we'd be sitting in the laundry room between there and the kitchen, yeah.
Hi, Shrimp Shack.
Hey, Shrimp Shack, what's going on? So today we're talking about...
So far, earthquakes and magnets.
Yes, we have our magnets on. We are talking, it's Thriller Thursday, of course. So we're talking Legends and Lore. The first story I have for you guys is talking about teke, which my daughter, Danielle, sent me this to her. Yes, sent me the story last night, and let me tell you, she sent it to me yesterday, and I didn't get to read it because I was still sick throughout the day. She sent it to me, and stupid me, I don't know why I do this, but I'm reading it last night. Oh, thank you, Shrimp Shack. I'm glad you did.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed the look around your area the other day. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty beautiful up here.
It is. But she sent me this yesterday, and I read it right before I went to bed. And Eddie was already sleeping. We had just gotten done watching, a UFO show, I'm sure. Missing 411 show.
Yeah.
And I'm reading this, and it kind of creeped me out last night because I was just like, oh, please don't let me dream about this.
But now, you guys see how I get treated, right?
Here we go.
I've had my story for 3 weeks now to say on a Tuesday. But, it's like, screw chaos. My daughter sends me a story. That's the first thing we'll talk about.
Well, she knows Thursdays is Legends and Lore.
And Tuesday, it's true crime.
I know.
So maybe I should just mail this story to you. Maybe you'll read it then.
Email it to me and I'll read it. That's how it goes, right, guys? You guys know the drill.
And yet, here I sit right across from her.
Send your stories to shadowsofthemoons1@yahoo.com.
I'm going to send you somewhere, right?
And after we get through this story, we're going to talk about wee folk and little people and some creepy stories about that. Thank you so much for the lemons, Ron. He's like, nobody's taking my stream boss, or my stream boss over on D-Live. He's like, no. Hey, Joanne, how are you? Good morning.
If I wouldn't have seen the last name, I would have thought it was somebody completely different.
Right.
Good morning, Joanne.
How are you? Thank you, Ron, so much for the lemons.
Well, you're right.
Appreciate it.
He's like, I ain't giving up that number 1 spot.
I know. He's like, nobody's taking my spot. Damn it. Good to hear, Joanne. Good. So let's go ahead and get right onto it. You're monitoring, right? How long we gotta have the magnets on for?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
He's
like, no worries there.
We got about 20 minutes.
Okay. So let me explain to you, I will say we're wearing our magnets, of course. And even though we didn't go live yesterday, we did wear our magnets last night. And I do have a video of it that I just haven't uploaded yet. So getting into it, let's talk about this teke, right? Oh, I forgot to share my screen. Oh. Let's see here.
This doesn't look like it usually does.
So that's teke. Go ahead and get that out of the way. You see that? Isn't she creepy?
Good morning, Eli.
Morning, Eli. Isn't she creepy?
Where have I heard that name before, though?
Well, she's named after what she, because she doesn't have her legs.
Okay.
So she's named for the sound that she makes as she's was. So it's like tick, 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 which is creepy in itself. So it says Teke is the ghost who appears in a number of urban legends. Teke is almost always a woman, though there are some versions of her being a male.
A she-male?
No, just a male.
Oh, just a male. Okay.
She has no lower half, and she runs around on her arms, creating the distinctive tick, 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 tick sound when she gets her name. Teke chases its victims down dark roads, despite having no legs. What's the matter?
This just doesn't look like it normally does.
Did I screw it up? Because
I think you did.
I'm sorry.
That's why I said maybe I should have just closed out and came back in.
Teke chases its victims down dark roads. Despite having no legs, a Teke can run incredibly fast. So fast, in fact, that it can even catch up to its victims who are speeding away in cars. When it catches them, something terrible happens. The legends are not always clear what. In some variations of the story, the Teke carries a sickle. Oh, that'd be hard to walk or run on your hands with a sickle in your hand.
Oh, they're used to it.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm doing good, Eli. Thank you, buddy.
It slices its victims in half at the waist and steals their legs. The origin of the story, like with most urban legends, there are so many versions with the Teke story that it's impossible to know what the origin story was or where it began. Every locality has its own version with different details. In some stories, Teke was a victim of a tragic accident. In others, it was suicide.
Hi, Lisa.
Hey, Lisa. In some stories, certain magic charms can protect you from the wraith. In others, nothing can protect you, and you will certainly die.
Okay, Eli. I'll keep my eyes open.
In some versions, the Teke's victims become the Teke themselves. There are a number of threads in common between many of the variations.
TTVP. Hi.
Hey, Through the Veil, how are you? Yes, I'm going to keep saying that because... So,
I'm going to make that catch on.
In some versions, the Teke's victims become Teke themselves, like I said. There are a number of threads in common between many of the variations, and the most common one points towards a woman from Hokkaido, and of course, I couldn't say that wrong, named Kashima Rikyo. The legend is, in years after World War II, an office worker in Moran, Hokkaido, was assaulted and raped by American military personnel. That night, she leaped off the bridge into railroad tracks and was hit by an oncoming train. The impact was so forceful that her body was torn in half at the waist. The severe cold of the Hokkaido night caused her blood vessels to contract and prevent her from bleeding out quickly. Instead, she squirmed and wriggled about for help for several minutes. She crawled all the way to the train station and was seen by an attendant. Instead of trying to help her, the station attendant just covered her with a plastic tarp. She died a slow and agonizing death.
That's pretty brutal.
Right? According to the legend, 3 days after hearing the story, you will see the ghost of the woman with no lower half. The ghost is that of a woman hit by the train. The ghost will try to catch you, and escape is impossible, even in a car. The ghost can crawl at speeds up to 150 kilometers per hour.
Oh, Nicole, I hope you feel better.
Oh, Nicole, that sucks. I'm sorry to hear that.
Shadows had the same thing yesterday.
Yep. I sure did. So, some say that the ghost is searching for her legs, which were lost when she was cut in half. Others say that she is angry at humanity for not helping her when she was dying, and that she's simply out to slaughter as many people as she can. When she catches you, she will tear you in half and steal your lower half of your body.
Did you see with TTVP? You can catch y'all symptoms. Talking to broken radios, hearing voices may include leakage to your pants and wandering into dark places.
That's hilarious.
That's funny.
That is funny. So this is apparently this is what'll happen. Shortly after hearing the legend, she will ask you a riddle, either in a dream or in a mysterious phone call. The only way to escape death
is to answer the riddle correctly.
Yes, is it answer her questions exactly the right way. So I'm going to tell you guys all this. So if you do see her, okay?
Or if your phone rings.
Yep. She will ask you, do you need your legs? You must reply, I need them right now. Then she will ask you, who told you my story? You must reply, Ka as in mask. Okay? Ka as in mask.
Caught? What? It's hard to.
Ka as in mask.
Well, I guess I'm dead.
So it's supposed to say, like, she is in death, Ma is in demon, Re is in ghost, and Ko is in accident. If you answer her riddles without mistake, she just may let you live.
You see, even TTVP is asking, caught?
Kinda. Ka. Here,
Cat.
I'll put it.
Why don't you just type it in chat?
That's what I'm gonna do. You basically have to say her name, Kashma Rico. Rico. Yeah. Hold on. I don't know if it's going to do the characters in chat, but we'll try. Oh, yeah. There you go.
I'm right with her. Kashima Rico Ka is in mask. Shy as in death. Ma is in demon. Wow, that's a creepy explanation what her name means.
Yeah, I know, right?
Her parents didn't like her.
That's not nice.
I didn't name her. And I agree, Vale. I'm dead.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
I'm going to eat a couple edibles and just say, well, it was a fun ride.
Yeah, so I apologize.
Yep.
Exactly. So yeah, I apologize if I bring the wraith into your guys' lives for hearing that legend. So accept my apology now.
Are you in Boston? Maybe cock on my pants.
Right?
TTVP. You're in Boston, right? Oh, not yet? Okay.
Hey, Bite, over in Blog Talk Radio, how are you?
Good
You hear us
morning.
talking to people? Everybody's over in usually in YouTube or Facebook or DLive.
Oh, gotcha. I know where you're at, Eli.
So the next story we're going to talk about little people.
Ron was here.
Yeah, Ron was here. We folk. So the exclusive little people.
Midgets.
No, not midgets. We're talking about fairy, gnomes, little people, little Indian dudes.
Oh, so we're going back to the night in the museum.
Kinda. Yeah. Kinda.
7 more minutes.
Okay. For those who don't know, we're wearing a magnet. We're doing an experiment. YouTube's not working again. Sleeping on a haunted basement in the dark tonight. Lady Blackbird Saturday. Very cool. Through the veil.
His physical therapy is over. Maybe he's got a hot nurse.
Bite said, I'm overheating. Just mowed some lawns, absorbing the AC. I don't blame you. It's hot here. I'm in Alaska. Whereabouts are you, Bite? We're in Alaska, and it's hotter than hell here.
It's actually in the 60s.
Which is like 60s, 70s.
High 70s, low 80s for the people down there.
On the East Coast, at least. That's all I'm...
Listen, I say the people down there.
Yeah. People in lower 48. So, all of the paranormal phenomena, the existence of little people, whether they be fairies, elves, or leprechauns, is among beliefs that receive little serious attention. Even among paranormal researchers, these myths are ancient and reside deep within folklore of many cultures. But no one today really believes in these tiny magical beings. Or do they?
You said your YouTube ain't working?
Indiana. Oh, okay. Yeah, I can imagine it's hot there. On my side, yeah, my YouTube's not working.
Oh, because I got the YouTube chat going. I can see who's in YouTube, who's restreaming.
Right. Oh, there we go. Now it is. I changed it to live chat. So in October, this story comes from a person named KT, and she had a face-to-face encounter with one of these wee folk. In October 2003 in Greensburg, Pennsylvania, I was out playing on our patio with my 2.5-year-old son when he stopped suddenly and asked me, "Who is the little man sitting on our stone wall?" I looked where he was pointing and I saw nothing, but the area looked different somehow, like shimmery.
So like something was sitting there.
Right. Later in January 2004, we were going outside playing, this time with my husband, when the most beautiful snow began to fall. It was just coming to dusk, and I said I wanted to take a quick walk in the woods, and my husband would watch our son while I went. I started through the woods and was somewhat perplexed by how different everything looked. Hard to describe. Again, shimmery is the word that comes to mind. As I rounded a bend in the path, I came to face, about 3 or 4 feet away, with a little elf-looking man peering right at me from behind a tree. It was almost a stereotypical elf. Long, pointy ears, long, funny-shaped nose, very long fingers, and a pointy cap.
How dare they talk about the Keebler elf like that?
It was wearing red clothes and a hat, and its skin appeared to be very light, like a lavender color. I let out a startled, "Oh!" and it jerked back and just disappeared into thin air. So was this product of a tired mind or an act of imagination? Quite possibly. But like stories of ghost encounters, these tales are related by serious people who usually swear that they were not under any influence of drugs or alcohol, and their experiences seemed entirely real. Oh, okay.
What are you okaying about?
Bite over here says, I outgrew fantasy and sci-fi. Didn't satisfy my lust for power. Switched to historical games. Nothing as satisfying as dropping Castle Bravo on my opponent. I get that. I totally get that. I'm a gamer too. But
Eli, that sounds so wrong. Eli says Eddie had texted Ron and told him to get off the nurse that you're on. It just doesn't sound right. I know what he means.
Right.
Get off the nurse because we're doing our show.
Right.
But that's not how it sounds.
Right. So in Jerome Clark's book, Unexplained, he retells the story of a 13-year-old Harry Anderson isn't that the Harry and the Hendersons? Oh, no, that'd be Henderson's. Never mind. Who had a strange encounter on a summer night in 1919. Anderson claimed to have seen a column of 20 little men marching in single file towards him. The bright moonlight made them clearly visible, and Anderson could see that they were dressed in leather knee pants with suspenders. The men were shirtless, bald, and had pale white skin. They paid no attention to Anderson as they passed and seemed to mumble something unintelligible all the while.
I-O, it's off to work I go.
That's what you sing. In Stowmarket, England, in 1842, a man claimed this encounter with fairies when he walked through a meadow on his journey home. There might be a dozen of them, the biggest about 3 feet high and small ones like dolls. They were moving around hand in hand in a ring. No noise came from them. They seemed light and shadowy, not like solid bodies. I could see them as plain as I do you. I ran home and called 3 women to come back with me and see them. But when we got to the place, they were all gone. I was quite sober at the time.
Yeah, but I bet she wasn't afterwards.
Yes, we know it's a game. Yeah, it is a game. Never mind. I got what you're saying. I'm not awake yet. Not enough coffee.
Who are you talking to?
Over in Blog Talk Radio.
Okay, like you said, because I can't see that.
Right. He was like, it's only a game? Not a real atomic bomb? Like, nobody dies?
Damn it. Welcome back, Ron.
I'm sorry to burst your bubble there.
She's talking to fairies.
That's right.
She doesn't have to be live on the computer to do that.
That's right. That's true. The legends of these wee creatures are told all over the world. While the Irish have their gold-rich and clever leprechauns, the Scandinavians have their trolls, and in Central America, the small dwarf-like beings known as Ikels or Wendies. The Ikels were described by the Indians as being about 3 feet tall, quite hairy, and living in caves like bats. Iceland also has elves, who are said to be very productive of their habitations. Those who attempt to disturb them are in trouble. One story was told of the construction of a new harbor in Korea, and I probably said that wrong, in 1962. Repeated attempts to blast away rock continuously failed. Equipment malfunctioned, and workers on a regularly began getting injured or falling ill. Then a man named Olaf Bloodsrun claimed that the reason the trouble was that the site of the blast was the home of some little people.
Okay, Vale.
He told the city authorities that he would work out a deal with the little people. And when he came back and reported that the little folks were satisfied, the work proceeded with no problems. Icelanders, citizens of one of the most literate nations in the world, take their elves quite seriously. Even today, Iceland's most well-known elf spotter, Sten's daughter, that was a hard name, sorry guys, has helped Reykjavik.
Lisa is asking if you're ever going to read tarot cards again.
I will eventually. I'm starting back to work, and Saturday I already got a 12-hour day, 10-hour day to 12-hour day, so we'll see. I'll get back to reading tarot.
Oh, I'm going off camera for a second. I'll be right back.
Oh, is the magnets done?
Yep.
Okay.
And see now.
What is this, day 4?
This is day 4.
All right.
And the way you had this set up, remember yesterday I had to move my chat to the left?
Yeah.
Well, I got my chat on the left. And I can't figure out why I don't see your picture. Because whatever you did, the cameras and that are back on the left. I got to move the chat back over to the right.
Because we're going through StreamYard. Because I'm having problems downloading my stuff for the podcast.
Okay. Well, you could have told me that crap.
So, she's apparently an elf spotter. She has helped Reykjavik's planning department and tourist authorities create maps with charts of the haunts of hidden folk. The public road.
Hey, kid.
Hey, Mr.
He said,
Minster.
what's on your forehead?
We had magnets on our forehead. That's what it was. The only elves, Bite says, the only elves I know are Tolkien's. Yes, elves and hobbits.
Just quickly brief, Mr. Minster, why we had magnets.
On our foreheads.
Because
We're
he
doing
just
an
popped
experiment. A couple weeks ago, we read an experiment about if you keep the north side of a magnet on your
forehead
for 30 days for 30 minutes. Well, it's 10 to 30 minutes. We're doing the long run of 30 minutes. That'll clear the calcium, the plaque buildup.
Around your third eye.
Yeah, around your pineal gland. So we're testing it out. So,
and today was day 4. We only got 26 more days to go.
There we go. So the public road authorities quite often routes roads around hollowed boulders and other spots believed to be inhabited by the elves. Sightings today of little people continue right up to the present day. In fact, there have been several postings on the Paranormal Phenomenon Forum, which readers who have either had heard stories of such encounters or experienced them firsthand. Here are some examples. I learned that a bored young boy playing along a creek near Bend, Oregon, saw 2 little people who crossed the creek and stood looking at him. He said they were no more than 15 to 18 inches high and very dark complected. They wore skins as garments, and after a period of 10 to 50 seconds, they walked back across the creek and into the forest. The boy showed their footprints to his parents, who had contracted into a logging company to clean up slash piles. The prints were obvious, and the parents were flabbergasted, but chose not to follow the little beings into the woods. He believes now that the little men weren't happy about the logging and destruction of the forest. And I've heard a lot of people talk about this, that like if they see little shadow people running across their room or a place where they are or whatnot, their house or whatnot, I've heard that it's caused because of you've gone out and disturbed their home somehow. And they're letting you know that they're there and they're going to play little...
They're going to mess with you.
Yeah, they're going to mess with you.
Well, that kind of makes sense. I mean, you think about it, that's why people can't understand communities that get started overrun with wild animals. When you're cutting down their trees and that, they have to move.
They have to go someplace. Yeah, definitely. So the last time I saw little people was around 1957 in Fort Worth, Texas. I had been sleeping and something made me open my eyes. I saw 2 small people looking back at me. I was too tired and sleepy at the time to pursue further investigation of these 2 little guys who had very little hair and wore shabby, strange clothes. They sort of smiled at me and I fell back to sleep. I know what I saw and they are real.
I'm taking it. Eli had to use the restroom. I had to go somewhere.
I don't know if what I saw was a little person, but when I was younger, around 7 or 8, these little shadows or elves, maybe the size of a pinky, would come out of my room. I can't remember the feeling I had. I wouldn't go to bed with the lights out, and I insisted that my parents stay with me in the room till I fell asleep. I think they thought I was crazy or something, but I know what I saw. Most of the time, they walked in on my window. But then when I turned the other direction, they would jump in front of me as they wanted me to see them. I don't think I was all that scared, but I can still remember clearly what they looked like. Over a period of time, they disappeared. I think it lasted like a year. Also, I remember that when I wanted them to go away, I would ask them to leave. If they didn't, then I would try to smack them with my hand, but they would disappear before I could. I don't recall them talking. It was strange, but I know it did happen. That's kind of since Ryan's in the Mr. Minster is in the chat room, you can ask him. That's what I used to tell the kids, that if they have monsters, under your, you know how kids are
Under
scared
the
of
bed, in
monsters
your
in your
closet.
closet and under your bed. If you see them, tell them to go away, and they have to. That's the monster code.
Yep.
And that's what I used to tell. I've told all my kids that. And it worked. I don't know if they saw any monsters, but.
Oh, great. Eli's a mooner.
Oh, moving over there in Eli. There's another one. Last year when my daughter and friends were four-wheeling in the woods in Washington State, they were stuck and having problems getting out. When working at getting out, an elf-like person came out and looked at them. The elf had a bow and an arrow, pointed hat, and pointy ears. 6 people saw it. Like, I mean, I think it's like seeing spirits.
If you're meant to see it, you will.
Yeah. Danielle heard a curious story from his Uncle Willie at the time.
I thought you got lost.
I did get lost there for a minute.
Okay.
Willie was a young man in his early 30s. He was riding on his horse along one of the many natural springs in the area and stopped to roll himself a cigarette and rest a while. As he stood by the water, he heard a strange scraping sound and curious that made it, he was curious that it may be an animal that crept in grass alongside the stream. Upon pushing the reeds apart, he looked at two strange figures that were no taller than a man's fist.
And he was pushing apart what?
The reeds
Okay.
in the water. One came out of the water while the other sat along the stream. The one sitting on the stream seemed to be scraping something in his hands, kind of like whittling. That's what I'm thinking.
That's what it sounds like.
When Willie realized what he was seeing was real, the awareness brought out about the awareness of these small people who froze in their tracks. As Willie pushed through the grass toward them for a better look, one figure dropped to one side and fell into the water, disappearing. Even though the small stream of water was no more than 1 or 2 inches deep, the other produced a small leather brought out a small leather pouch out of which he took several old arrowheads, and with these was the tool which produced the scraping noise he heard. It was a tiny stone knife, and he also kept a crayfish claw that the creature was trying to open when Willie happened along.
So the noise what he heard is trying to open a crayfish.
Yeah, it was the scraping. I mean, yeah. Bite says, Bigfoot, I was a kid in the late 60s. Bigfoot was scary in those days. Yeah, that's the thing. You know, a lot of people, I think like the little people, fairy, gnomes, the little Indians of the world, I guess, are on the same lines as Bigfoot. But you're right. Bigfoot was big, you know, and it was scary.
When you first started learning about Bigfoot and hearing about him, yeah, he was a terrifying monster.
Yeah.
That if you were in the woods, he would hunt you down.
Right.
But that's not how Bigfoot is.
Right, yeah.
He tries to run and hide from you.
Except on the commercial.
Well, yeah. Well, just because they have beef jerky.
Oh, is that
Are
right?
you talking about the progressive one?
Yeah.
Oh, because that's not Sasquatch.
No, that's Daryl.
That's Daryl.
Hey, Fly, how you doing? Fly catches over in Blog Talk Radio. How you doing?
Hey, Fly.
But, you know, the thing with it is with it comes to
I don't know what
cryptids.
I don't know if Eli's leaving or what he's doing.
I don't know either. He's over there peace signing everybody.
Well, he's looking too.
Yeah. But when it comes to cryptids, I try to figure out what they're actually seeing. That's how I look at cryptids. Like whether it be Bigfoot, the Mothman, whatever. I try to see what they're seeing because of the fact that I go back to my number one statement. At one point, the platypus was on the cryptid list because nobody believed that this duck-looking thing, you know, had a duck bill,
It's
laid
still around,
eggs,
ain't it?
gave off electric shocks like an eel. Nobody believed that.
Well, the electric shock part, I'd have trouble believing.
I believe that too, Flycatch. He said Bigfoot, in my opinion, is a real being. I personally have found footprints on the South Fork of the Kern River in Southern California.
Oh, I'm not saying it's not real. That's not what I was saying.
No. He just stating his opinion. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I definitely believe. I think they're some kind of Earth beings. That's my take on it.
I think they're travelers.
You think they're
parallel travelers, because people say they spot it and then gone.
Right.
I mean, it's just gone.
Yeah.
And then you notice people that they have tried to track their footprints.
Mm-hmm.
They just disappear.
Now, do you think that they're actually bouncing through parallel universes, or
no, portals?
Or is it a cloaking mechanism?
If it was cloaking, it would still leave a footprint, because it's still got to be there. It might be invisible,
right?
But it's still got to have density.
Like says, I'm saying Bigfoot is not real. I almost said football for some damn reason.
I would have thrown a beer can at her.
No, they're saying Bigfoot is not real. That's a great belief too. I just, like I said, I try to figure out what people
their aspect.
Yeah, but there's a lot of stories out there that are, I mean, there's a lot of hoaxes. I'm not gonna lie. In the cryptid world, there are a lot of hoaxers.
Well, they busted them that one group of people that think there's like 4 of them, right, that had made up these footprint things. And
yeah, exactly. There are a lot of hoaxers. Why? I don't know. They just want their 15 minutes of fame or something.
But yeah, well, it's not fame, it's stupidity.
True. You know, I just think there's a lot more of this world that, you know what I mean, that we just can't account for. Just my opinion.
Well, like I was saying, I mean, you got hunters, not even, let's not call them hunters, but people that have been tracking Sasquatch, Bigfoot, whatever you want to call them, and they can track footprints for so far, and then they just disappear. Right.
Flag. George Lucas, the creator of Star Wars, inserted a creature called Chewbacca. Yep. So he was telling us Bigfoot was real. I believe that just because of the fact that I know George Lucas. Well, no, I don't know him personally. But George Lucas and like Steven Spielberg, they sat in with our sat in with our governments on different aspects of things.
How do you think E.T.
That's
came
another
about?
Conspiracy theory for another time.
How do you think they came up with E.T.?
Right, just all these movies, definitely.
Back to the Future. I mean, that's time traveling. It's parallel jumping.
Right. Yeah. I think it's put out there for a reason. What that reason is could be, malicious, or it could be just throwing it out there just to be like, hey, I think these things exist. You think hoaxes are cool, Blight?
Until they happen to you.
Yeah.
Then it ain't so fun.
It's people like me. See, I try to, for the people on Blog Talk Radio that haven't been listening to my podcast or my YouTube lives and that, I'm the type of person, I don't remember that.
What's that?
Saturday cartoon, Bigfoot and the Wild Boy. I'll have to look that up. I don't remember that.
That sounds familiar. It does. And it was like an animation version of Bigfoot. And this little boy ended up befriending him. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong.
I'm surprised I didn't catch it back in the day. I think I was more into Transformers than the cartoon. $6 Million Man had a Bigfoot too, only that Bigfoot was bionic. See, and that's the thing. So didn't the Hulk have a Bigfoot story in it too? I believe.
I'm not sure.
I think it did.
Now I got to look up the $6 million man one.
I know, right? I hope they have them on YouTube somewhere.
These guys are going to kill my brain today.
Thinker Thunker, a YouTube channel using science has proven uses. Really, Flag Hatch, I will definitely have to look up that YouTube channel and start watching.
Now, you want to say that a little bit louder?
Why did I go?
You was
soft?
just whispering.
Oh, Thinker Thunker, a YouTube channel, uses science and has proved the existence of Bigfoot using science.
Well, that's what they're all trying to do is use science.
Yes, I remember Dino Boy. Bigfoot and Wild Boy were live action. They weren't animated.
Well, then it's definitely not one I've seen.
It's not what you're thinking of?
Nope.
You don't know Hulk? The big green man? Bruce
Jenner.
Bruce. No, not Bruce Jenner.
Banner.
Bruce Banner.
Banner. There is no Bruce Jenner.
Yeah, not anymore.
What is it, Caitlin?
Something like that, yeah. But yeah, he's on the Avengers. Hulk's everywhere. But yeah, no. Hulk, I believe, had a Bigfoot episode in it, if I remember right. Because that was the talk back in the day, was like
the Hulk and the Bigfoot are gonna fight.
Yeah, I don't remember the episode per se, but I remember hearing about it. But I'm going to have to look up that Bigfoot and Wild Boy, definitely. But that's why in my chat room, it's like all beliefs are open and it's a safe haven, whether you believe or not. You know, we just like to tell stories and see what, you know.
I don't know, but I have nobody in chat.
They're there. They're there. I see them. Oh, gotcha. He's not a Hulk fan or follower. Gotcha. I get that.
Not everybody has. I'm not really a big follower of the Hulk.
You just know. I
just know who he is, and
yeah. So there has been a lot of talk about.
Lisa says, even in the day when they made roads in Ireland, if they think the fairies live there, they make the road go around them.
Yes, definitely. They're very big on, I mean, when...
They believe the folklore to the T.
Yeah.
You harm them and harm's coming to you.
Right. And that's the thing. I have some stories, too, about bizarre cases of attacks from people. Because not all of these guys are nice. I mean, some of them help out the land and everything. I kind of feel like the same way that Bigfoot is. Like, don't disturb them and they won't disturb you. Don't just disturb their surroundings and they won't disturb you.
That's what it comes down to.
I mean, sometimes it's you run into them by accident. They don't know, you know what I mean? But other than that, it's really, I don't know.
That's pretty interesting, though, Lisa. That, and I think what she's saying is even to this day, they do it.
And these stories has been around for a long time. It's not just, you know.
Something that popped up last week.
Right, yeah. I mean, they've been around forever and a day.
Well, that's why it's called folklore.
So a really bizarre report appeared on the site of Animals and Monsters, and everybody noticed it. I pulled from their site because I love them. And all the links, of course, are down in the chat or in the description.
Hold on. Eli just confused me. What did Brad Pitt have to do with anything?
Because you said you're not a big fan of Hulk, but you know who he is. So he said, I'm not a big fan of Brad Pitt. But I love him.
Man, you talk about throwing me way off the wall. My favorite actor is Keanu Reeves.
Yes. Right, Mike? I can see that.
See what?
We'll have mysteries in the episode of the Bigfoot. I will definitely check those out. See, that's why I love having these open chats, because I get ideas from them, and I love it. Thank you guys so much. I will definitely, Flycatch, I will definitely check out those channels.
You know what you're doing over there? When you're reading what they're saying, you're going like this, and then you start whispering, and I can't hear a damn thing.
Really? It should be picking me up.
It's not picking up your whisper.
Well, then I'm pulling the mic towards me, damn it.
Please do. I got a deep enough voice.
Can everybody hear us okay?
And not when you start whispering.
You have headphones on.
I have one headphone on.
And then we banter each other. This is half of the episode. No.
Welcome to the second half of the show.
Yeah, right. So this one comes from a Navajo reservation in Arizona in the United States. Here, the witness has gathered on this day at her grandmother's house with the family in order to celebrate her mom's birthday.
I'm really glad you let everybody know that Arizona was here in the United States.
Hey, you never know. At a house that she describes as being out in the middle of nowhere. It was a mostly joyous occasion, but according to the witness, at around 10:30 p.m., the dogs began barking and howling uncontrollably outside. But looking out into the pitch blackness of night, they could not see what was upsetting the animals so much. The witness stepped out in the front of the porch and said she could hear the dogs running around out of sight, snarling, as if they were chasing something, but even with the front lights on.
The front lights?
The front light.
You said front leg.
Did I say front leg? Oh my God. I need more coffee. On this little to chase away the utter darkness out past the porch. So the light didn't go.
It didn't go far enough.
Yeah. As she stood on her globe of light in the porch, something then did bloom of the night and to come into view. But it wasn't the dogs. She said it was a harrowing encounter that would follow. Suddenly, something jumped from the tree onto the side of her grandmother's house and started crawling like Spider-Man. All I got was one of those huge spider-looking things for some reason in my brain. But it started crawling out like Spider-Man all around the house. It was hard to make out, but it looked like a small man crawling like a lizard. The house was made of stucco, but it moved around easily. This thing was fast, too. The dogs were going nuts. I ran into the house screaming. Everyone was terrified and I remember crawling underneath the bed. The noises were horrible, and it sounds like there was more than one of them. I heard squeaking sounds that got real loud at times. They would jump on top of the roof, and could be heard walking around. I don't remember how long this lasted, but I was under the bed the entire night. When dawn came, we all went outside to check the house. There were a few bits of stucco knocked off, but not as bad as I thought it would be. The dogs were in the tool shed and too tired to move. Then my uncle got a ladder, so he and I climbed onto the roof. When we saw what was really shocking, there were hundreds of white-handed prints going around the flat roof right up into the edge. The handprints were small in size, but were human. It looked like hands that had been dipped in white paint. I took a closer look, but it wasn't paint. It was almost like a thick chalk. Her uncle said in a hushed voice not to mention what had happened to anyone because he believed the creatures were a kind of shape-shifting spirit called skinwalkers. I didn't even realize, I wouldn't even have thought of skinwalkers, but being Navajo, I can understand that. Anything like that, I'm sure, is probably a skinwalker to them. And that to talk to them would only bring family strife.
It almost sounds like anything that they think can be a shapeshifter.
Right,
is
a skinwalker, yes. According to him, the family had been cursed by a tribal elders long ago during the old days before the treaties, after one of their ancestors had been outed as a witch. She decided to keep this dark piece of her family's history to herself, and adds that it is the last time she ever went to stay at her grandmother's house. Another weird report was written on the site Malcolm's Musings, and it was told about a witness who had said she had a surreal experience back in 1984. At the Gold Coast in Queensland in Australia. She had just returned from a trip to New Zealand for a seminar. So although she lived with her 2 children, they were staying at a friend's house for the night, leaving her alone in the house. So she was all alone in the house. She was very tired from her flight and her trips, and she went to bed. She passed out from exhaustion, but her sleep wouldn't last long. She explains, next I knew I could hear sounds of several voices. They were argumentative voices and seemed to be telling each other to hurry. Like, hurry. I managed to lift my head and look down at the source of the voices. There were several small people. They were trying to pull me from the bed, feet first, and into the wardrobe. The wardrobe was only half a meter approximately from the foot of the bed. I saw that the left-hand side of the wardrobe was open. And the wardrobe had 2 sliding doors. I'd hung the clothes on the right-hand side, which was required that the both wardrobe doors be pushed to the left.
Welcome, Freaky Geek.
Hey, Freaky Geek. And now the little people were trying to pull me to the left-hand side, which would have required someone to push both doors to the right. I should explain here that during the event, I must have been operating similar to a video camera in that I saw and heard only. What? Hold on a minute. I should explain here that during the event, I must have been operating similar to a video camera in that I saw and heard only. And what I saw and heard must have been committed to memory. At the time, however, I did not experience normal thought process. So I get what she's saying. Like,
this is just being burned into her brain. Like, she can't believe this is actually what she's seeing.
Right. So what I remember afterwards and now is the product of my mental video camera.
Right.
So I get what she's saying. At first it threw me. I was like, what the hell are you talking about? At the time, it did not dawn on me that the doors had been moved. I simply saw several small people trying to pull me from the bed and to open up half of the wardrobe. I experienced no shock or alarm. Instead, I told myself I had a lot of time to continue sleeping because I was far too big and heavy for them to move me. Listen, I don't know what's going on, but if somebody's trying to move me, I'm not going to just not worry about it. I'm going to be like, what the hell is going on? There's going to be a lot of explosive language there.
Lot of little ass whooping.
Yeah. So
hi,
now,
Pammy.
Hey, Pammy. Welcome. For the people that are over in like Blog Talk Radio, like I said, I'm also live on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, all them good things.
Restream,
StreamYard.
StreamYard.
No.
You're just everywhere.
I'm just everywhere. Whatever the case, I must have lost consciousness again. She said, now, in her opinion, some of these thoughts were not her own, but in some way suggested to her. So did these...
Subliminal?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Whatever the case, I must have lost consciousness again because the next thing I can remember is waking up to find several people crowded around me. They didn't speak as far as I know. I was lying with my head at the foot of the bed, so my feet must have been at the head of the bed. Again, I was similar to a video camera.
I don't know if we said these ones don't sound like fairies.
No, I think these are more like, hold on, it tells. I can't remember, but at least 6, possibly more. One, a male, was larger than the others and appeared to be the leader. He was closest to me. At first, he was stared into my eyes with both of his eyes. Then there's a blank, and his position had changed. He was looking at me with only one of his eyes. Something happened there, but I can't remember. I suspect he was impairing me. So these creatures are described as about 2 feet tall and looking like a typical gnome or peasants from storybooks. So,
okay, Sid.
Winter clothes and weathered leathery skin. Based on the height of the bed, their height was perhaps 2 to 2.5 feet tall. They were overdressed. Their clothing was suited to a much colder climate. I can remember it considerably in detail, but possibly because of those days I did a lot of home sewing. They were Caucasian. Their skin looked weathered as they worked outdoors a lot, and their skin had a muddy cast. They had strong facial bones, wide cheekbones, wide jaws, strong chins and noses. Their eyes and mouths were long horizontally but vertically narrow, and it seemed recessed between their strong facial bones. So they had like just a strong muscular facial features. That's what I'm thinking or picking up from it anyway. Best way to describe their faces as squashed, as if a heavy weight had been placed on top of their heads, squashing them downward. Their bodies were stout, robust, and deep chests, broad waists, strong shoulders. I couldn't see the bottom half too well. So whatever was happening, she kept losing consciousness. You know, like she would pass out a little
Do
bit.
you think they were trying to put her back to sleep, and that's why they kept saying, "Hurry, hurry"?
Yeah, that definitely could be. There's nothing wrong with that. Bite, extremely closed-minded, rigid, inflexible thinker, immune to mind control and suggestion. I could totally understand that. That's nothing wrong with that either.
Everybody has to have their own belief.
Exactly. Then to you, these might be fun little stories. I don't know. Or go, like you were saying, 1984, the cocaine decade, it could be like, what the hell were these people on? You know what I mean?
I don't know, because I didn't find out about cocaine until the 90s.
I don't remember, to be honest.
84, I was only 14.
So she said, next I was aware of the voices again before. So they might be like doping her up and then her coming to.
That's
what it sounds like.
They got some magic fairy dust that they're trying to get her to sleep, but she says she's a bigger woman.
Right.
And she kept waking up. And I'm wondering now if that's why what she said, something had changed within the leader. Like she said, he was looking with both eyes, but then it looked like one. Is it because she's
like when you get that
groggy feeling, everything kind of combines into one thing?
I can understand that. Next, I was aware of the voices again, as before, talking over the top of each other and urging each other to hurry, hurry. I raised my head and to the alarm saw that they had almost succeeded in pulling in my legs from the bed. My body...
Pammy, that is a question that I'm sure nobody in the room wants to know the answer to.
I don't even know what to say to that. Who the hell? Decent enough. Why are you naked? That definitely, I was like, what? I'm like looking down at myself, like, wait a minute.
And then now freaking geeks is like, I hope not. I just came in from checking the mail.
So my body was now right way up on the bed again, with my head at the head of the bed and my feet near the wardrobe. When I saw they almost pulled all of my legs from the bed, a surge of adrenaline shot through me, and I grasped that I wouldn't be much longer before gravity did the rest of the job for me. As they'd have to do, all they have to do would be steering my falling body into the wardrobe. I yelled out and I kicked them. Then I jumped back from the bed and into the center of the room. The room seemed far brighter than usual. I remember standing there and yelling at them.
Welcome back, Sid.
Welcome back, Sid. I still wasn't afraid, but I was angry at them. They muttered between themselves, and they looked and sounded like bitter. They filed into the open half of the wardrobe. They seemed to go in, then down, as if going down a ramp inside the wardrobe. When the strange beings were finally gone, she says that she is suddenly overcome with a sheer terror. Like she was realizing what the hell happened. And it was something she had never felt that afraid of before. As if the creatures had been using some power to keep her calm during the ordeal.
That's what I'm saying.
And now the effects have worn off, now that they're out of the room.
Right. They're not giving her any more. Now reality is like starting to hit.
Right, yeah. This case sounds almost like it's been like a bizarre alien abduction report. You know what I mean?
There were some tiny aliens on.
Well, yeah. But were these gnomes like something from a fairy tale? Were they aliens, or they were just imagination of a retired mind causing a vivid night terror? I mean, that could happen too. I'm not saying that couldn't, you know what I mean? But it's just...
Not to get off course, but what was it we were watching where they went down in that basket hundreds of feet into the earth?
Oh, we were watching Phil Snyder, the one who apparently died from suicide.
Oh, yeah, but no.
No. But that's just our opinion. Phil Snyder was a UFO investigator. He wasn't a UFO investigator. He had some experiences, and his dad actually worked on the Philadelphia experiment.
Yep.
And and he was basically murdered.
For some reason, I was thinking it kind of fell in line with the
going down.
Kind of, yeah. But it was weird. Freaky geek viruses are the smallest aliens going, and it's true. But the problem is this virus is getting pretty damn big.
So there are some scary, most of the stories that I've heard lately.
Have a good day, Sid.
Take care, Sid. Be safe. A lot of the stories that I are hearing now. I mean, no, I can't say that because I've heard some like really scary gnome stories, fairy stories. But I've heard some really good ones too, like helping people that are lost,
help them find their way,
right?
Or lighting up a path, stuff like that.
Yeah. This one is also in Australia. It says, I live in Australia and wonder if anyone's heard of the Woodjari. Woodajee. That's what they're called. Woodajee. So
really, Freaky Geek says there are 2 or 3 movies called The Philadelphia Experiment. All about 20 to 30 years apart.
Yeah. The Philadelphia Experiment, of course, is where the naval ship, they were trying to cloak it, but do time travel.
They're trying to create a portal.
Yeah.
And it didn't work out.
No. But then the government denies that it ever happened.
Yeah, but yet you have all these dead people.
And paperwork.
And you can't explain anything.
You
should run for Congress.
So these Woodajee, I learned of them a few years ago when relating a story to a Noongar. And I probably said that wrong, and I'm sorry.
Oh, Freaky Geek says, I like sci-fi movies, but did not know these were based on facts. Yes, the Philadelphia Experiment movies are based on actual facts.
Yeah. And they have to, matter of fact, I don't know if you remember Freaky Geek when we were talking about Montauk in New York about that whole game, the video game that we were talking about. I can't remember what the hell it's called, but Montauk in New York, that experiment where the whole city of Montauk believed that people were being taken to do experimenting on in the underground.
They were being abducted.
Yeah, by our government, but they were like, that's where they did like the LSD testings and stuff like that on kids. And
bastards got free drugs,
right? And so anyway, with the thank you, Shumshack, for hitting the like button. I appreciate it. But it has to do with, actually, I believe it was 2. It could have been more. I remember hearing about 2 of the people on the ship jumped off and supposedly landed in Montauk.
Freaky says the only game he can think of right now is WoW, and I'm taking that's War of Worlds.
Yeah. Or World of Warcraft.
One or the other. I can't for the life of me recall the words. World of War.
Oh, maybe it's okay.
Is it World of Wars?
It could be. There's a couple WoW games out there. So
Yes, that's it, Shadow. You got it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Damn it.
So the lore for the Woodajee are they're mischievous, sometimes violent little people. Her encounter happened in Perth, in the suburb of Collingwood. I always do these stories where I can't.
She got to get the ones you can't
pronounce
half the words.
In the 1980s, when I was about 6 years old, my brother's cousins and I were playing. My brother, my cousins, and I were playing in a black boy bushland, green grass, and I was hiding from them. I heard a rustling noise to my right, and I looked over to see a small Aboriginal man about 10 feet away from me. So this is, I mean, Aboriginals are elders in Australia. So, and if this was a tiny one, that's pretty wild. He was about 13 inches tall with a bushy beard and wearing nothing but a loincloth. And I assumed he was hunting, as he had a spear notched into his Womera, which is a spear throwing tool.
Freaky, I'm right there with you.
And I might have disturbed them. He looked at me with angry eyes and threw his spear, which sank into my foot before he and the spear and the hole in my foot vanished. Only the Noogars believed me. So I'm taking it the Noogars were probably like people that have lived there.
Homesteads.
Yeah.
Homesteaded people.
Another story is when I was 6 years old, I'd moved from England to Canada. One night, where is Patrick? He's in Newfoundland.
Well, I know.
I want to know if he's seen any, if he's heard any lore about Canada.
Oh, I'm sure he has.
I'm sure he has too.
I mean, everything he's been through, and
yeah,
his age. I mean, he's not old, but I'm sure he's heard a lot of folklore.
Right.
My name will be up there soon.
You mean up on the board, Eli? Shadow of the Moon, my name will be up there soon, LOL. Oh, are you trying to take... Are you and Ron battling for the stream boss?
Is that what he's trying to talk about?
I think so.
All kinds of stories all over the globe. Yeah,
that is true, Freaky Geek. There are all stories all over the globe. And that's what makes me think about stories like these, because, I mean, people have heard them. It's not just, I don't know. There's just so many stories.
Eli's trying to take over stream boss.
Ah, I gotcha. So this one said, when I was 6 years old, I moved from England to Canada. One night I woke up and we saw 6 or 7 little men. They seemed so friendly and asked me about all my toys on the floor and what they did. But what amused them the most was my soft toy bunny rabbit at the end of my bed. When I showed them, they had a zipper. And that's where the bunny had a zipper, and that's where my pajamas were kept. Well, they just cracked up about that.
Because he can open up a rabbit and pull out pajamas.
Right. They stayed a while. But my greatest memory of them is how happy they were. And I'll always treasure that.
Well, at least he found happy ones.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it was, Freaky.
A PJ bag, yeah. But they thought it was, they probably saw, if they're little people, they're probably out in the wild and everything. No regular
big giant rabbits.
Yeah.
That run around.
And this one has a zipper that you pull clothes out of. I can understand it. And somebody, like that would be somebody older, an older person, and you're telling them,
yeah,
our contraptions. We even like a cell phone. They're like, what the hell is that?
Or you give a landline phone to a teenager today, and they look at it like, what the hell
a rotary phone. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, how the hell do you use this?
Yeah, exactly. This one is called Scary Encounters. She said, I do believe in fairies. My daughters and I rented a trailer in El Cajon, California. I probably said that wrong. In 2010. One morning, we're all eating breakfast in the kitchen, and out of the corner of my eye, I saw a fairy floating in the air.
Hold on, is this a story or is somebody typed this in?
This is a story that...
Oh, okay. I didn't know you were going. Yeah, the way I took it, I thought somebody was commenting to you.
Oh, no. It was a female about 3 feet in height, sprinkling gold dust all around her. At the same time, my oldest daughter said, Mommy, there's a fairy sprinkling gold dust everywhere over by the window. My daughter and I also experienced some other explained phenomena in that trailer. It was getting too scary for us. We only stayed living in that trailer for 10 days and moved out quickly as we could. I think my daughters and I somehow attract the unexplained, paranormal, whatever you want to call it, because we have encountered several more experiences with the paranormal that were scary. Thankfully, it's been almost a year and we have not encountered anything. See, that's what... To me, that wouldn't be scary.
No, it almost sounded like she was welcoming them.
But she was scared of them.
The fairy was afraid of them.
No, this person was
That's
scared.
what I'm saying. It sounded like the fairy was trying to welcome them.
Well, I get you now. I get you. Right, yeah. I get what you're saying now.
Fairy sprinkling dust.
That's what I was thinking. Hi, Irma. Clips
Hi,
and
Irma.
Coins. Welcome. How are ya? A fairy swearing dust is scary. How? That's what I'm saying. How is that scary?
And that's what I just said. I think it was their way of her letting them know, welcome.
Yeah. But I mean, again, you have to look at it as somebody that's never experienced. Well, I mean, they said that they experienced paranormal phenomena.
Well, she says that the family attracts it.
Right. So, I mean, to be scared of, I don't know.
What am I in trouble for now? As far as I know, Ron, absolutely nothing.
Yeah, Ron, I don't know why you would be in trouble. What did you do, Ron?
His physical therapist nurse was there.
Oh.
It also said,
what would scare me is that if it had weapons and was throwing it at me, not dust.
No, with Pammy, I'm trying to figure out what Pammy's saying. It also said it hurts. Scary paranormal.
They had other scary paranormal. But the thing of it is other paranormal that's scary.
Yeah, well, yeah. And she said that right from the beginning that her and her daughter seemed to draw paranormal activity.
Right.
But now, are fairies paranormal?
I think it falls on the paranormal umbrella.
He was a male.
His physical therapy nurse.
Oh, that's what I was saying. They build roads around them now.
Yeah.
And I get that, Lisa. I do. I'm just trying to figure out why she thinks that this fairy
was scary.
Whether it was, I wasn't trying for a rhyme. Yeah,
and I mean, if it was somebody that's never ever experienced.
In my friend's video coming out of a portal. Pammy just said that. She said, I saw one of my friend's video coming out of a portal.
Right, yeah. But I mean, I was going to say, if somebody never experienced anything, I can understand that first time.
Their first experience.
Yeah, being scary. But I don't know.
But I can't go by that either because I really never experienced paranormal until the past, a year and a half, 2 years.
You've had some there. I mean,
the one that scared the hell out of me is the one that jiggled the door handle.
That kind of woke you up and started you into everything.
And I knew nobody was downstairs. And thank God you were walking right next to me that you could hear it too.
Right.
And I screamed like a little bitch and almost jumped in their arms.
But totally, you know what I mean? Totally understandable.
Now, Pammy, what do you mean hanging by its head?
It was hanging in the flower by its head.
but another fairy was hanging in the flower by its head. What do you mean it was hanging by its head? Was it being hung? Is it dead?
Well, I think that's what Tommyknockers are too, Ron. That's what it reminded me of when you said there was an old movie with little people. I used to watch, what the hell was that cartoon?
Fraggle Rock.
No, not Fraggle Rock. There was a cartoon I used to watch.
It was all little people.
Yeah.
What's more scary is you hear something, you're not alone in a room, and you're the only one who are. That's true. And then
he does that a lot. Well, he's got good hearing too.
And then I tried to ask Missy, I'm like, did you hear that? She looks at me, she goes, hear what? And then I look in the direction where I heard it. Smurfs.
Not Smurfs.
And
the Littles.
Yeah.
I was trying to sing it in my head because it was like, here come the Littles.
But I will hear voices, knocks, more things than Shadow does.
Yeah.
Okay. On with the story.
Okay. So, another one says, I grew up in the countryside of southwest France, and today I'm 48 years old. As far as I can remember, I've always seen these beings. We also heard their music. They're very numerous in the thickets, woods, and forests. Do not try to meet them, for they will come to you. I played with them as a kid. Many are small. They do not live on the same plane of existence, but in worlds between. Fairy is the reality for me. Moreover, it's changed my life. But I do not care when I go into the forest. That's kind of like, I wonder if it's a situation. Remember like 2 years ago when we lived in 129, right? We'd go outside for a cigarette. I went out there, and I think I've said this on my channel before. I went out there, and you know the white cap flowers?
Yeah.
Not the ones that hurt you when you touch them.
No, you're talking about the ones that, the big white, like this ones.
It was kind of, wilting. They were getting ready, it was getting into winter and everything. And I swear to God, like they morphed into, and I'm not a drug user. I don't drink.
No, that's rarely. Why I don't mind buying pot, because she won't smoke it.
I can't anymore.
But before you go on, before I lose what Freaky asked, he wanted to know if the Littles had the ones that had the snorkel on their head.
No, those were snorkels.
Well, I don't know. I'm just,
or the snorks or something like that.
Just
no,
repeat the question.
They were just little people that lived in a house.
Never touch plants that hurt you.
Well, we try not
Thank you for that advice, Freaky.
Excuse me.
I will nominate you for the Nobel Peace Prize.
But they like morphed into like protectors. Like there was like little Mayan people.
I think they were only like that tall.
Yeah, they were tiny.
Yeah, they kind of like
as big as the plant.
Well, about the size of one of the dwarfs off of Snow White.
Yeah,
Cinderella.
But they were, the way they were stanced. I mean, it was almost like, it was weird. I can't describe, but it freaked me out. Like they were guarding something. And like little Mayan people, like into, I mean, it was just a weird experience. Enough to where I was freaked out enough to where I called my guardians, and I very rarely do that. The cam is out? Are you kidding me?
No, maybe they're talking about mine. Because I turned mine off for a second.
Oh.
So I can get up and walk away.
That was Eddie. Okay. I was like, what? But yeah, they like, it was very, very weird. I mean, like I couldn't see faces. I couldn't see the eyes and details of everything. Like I knew what it was, that it was the white-capped flowers that were wilting. But all of a sudden it was like they had arrows and like little shields and shit like that. So it was like, wait a minute, what the hell's happening here? It was almost like I went into another plane of existence. Do you know what I mean?
I do. It's like it released something
Right.
that made you. I don't even know how to.
It was like, and that's what made me think of it, because they were like, they do not live in the same plane of existence, but in worlds in between. And it was almost like it, when I say they morphed into something like that, it was almost like I went into that world for a minute. You know, it was enough to where I got
It was almost
out.
like you traveled with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, are you dipping into Kool-Aid, Eddie? Yeah. This is my Kool-Aid.
So it was like, yeah, I definitely feel like I had morphed, like my vibration had gone up or down, and I morphed into their world.
Yeah,
for
Freaky,
a second.
Okay, I'm sorry, but Freaky, that would never happen. I can't roll a damn cigarette.
No, I have to roll them for them.
Yeah, and then I have a little machine that I can use.
Yeah. So there was another sighting that came from this person in 2004, the Elf of Pennanuting Park. It's in Pennsylvania.
It's what?
It's Pymatooning.
Hold on, I gotta come look at that.
The Elf of Pymatooning Park.
Pymatooning.
Pymatooning.
Parmatooning.
Pymatooning?
Parmatooning.
Pymatooning.
Shit, I lost track. All right, I got it.
Oh, Freaky Geek, everybody knows that you're not a rude person, so no worries there, my friend.
No, well, I guess he missed Lisa earlier when she came in and said hi and that. And I think Freaky Geek missed it, and he feels bad because he's seen somebody else say her name.
Right, yeah. So this happened in August of 2004.
Okay, before you go on, you got to watch chat because Freaky's asking if we were still doing the magnet thing or if we even did it yesterday.
We did do it yesterday.
We didn't go live, but we did a taped episode
last night, and we did it.
So everybody could see that we were actually still doing the magnet experiment. And yes, we did it this morning. We do it as soon as the show starts.
Yep.
So by about 10:30, 10:35, we're already through our 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was at a place called, what did you say?
Pymatooning
Park in Pennsylvania. Picnicking with my family. I was about 10 years old. I had wandered off alone into a nearby forest and was looking at all the trees. I was walking around when I heard the sound of music. I followed it until I reached a clearing.
Now, I was going to ask the sound of music or just like she heard music?
They heard music.
Oh, good.
Like a scene from a movie, sitting on an old stump at the edge of a clearing was a little boy. He looked about like he was 7. He had medium-length blonde hair and was playing a recorder made of wood. So I wonder if it was
He was playing like
a recorder made of wood.
A pan flute?
Yeah, a pan flute. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Oh,
he must have heard me because he looked up at me. He had pointed ears and dark green eyes. He looked at me and smiled.
I would see. I was thinking the same thing the Freaky was.
He asked me if I'd play with him. His voice was really strange, almost like a bell. I told him I couldn't, that I had to go back to my family. He looked really sad for a minute, but then started smiling and told me that was okay. And he would wait until I could come back and play with him. Then he stood up and walked into the forest. I've been back to that area several times. The clearing is still there, but the stump he was sitting on is long gone. The second or third time I went back, I left a slice of apple sitting near where the stump was. When I went back the next day, the apple slice was gone, and in its place was a very smooth stone. That's wild. That kind of gave me the chills. Like, yes, what you saw was real. I'm here, and I'm still here.
Wow. Tidy Labs. Through the Veil is my YouTube stream boss.
Yes.
I thought somebody else. I know Ron is on StreamYard.
No, Ron is on D-Live.
Or D-Live. I thought it was somebody else that was on YouTube.
No.
Okay. This is the first time I've seen that pop
Yeah,
up.
like a confirmation, Freaky Geek. Exactly. Patrick! He's over in D-Live lurking. How you doing, hon? Welcome.
What's up, Patrick?
So, yeah, like a confirmation. Like, hey, I'm still here. And I still remember you. You know what I mean?
Well, Smooth Stone, was that a payment for the apple slice?
That's what I'm saying, yeah. Like, thank you for the apple slice. Here you go. This is your confirmation that I'm still around. Good to hear, Patrick. So, the little people in the mountains. My father was and still an avid hunter. He has heard all kinds of tales through the years. And I've heard a lot of tales about little people now come from hunters.
Well, yeah. You figure most true hunters will get into the woods before the sun comes up.
Right, yeah.
So they're there at the very break of the morning. And they'll usually be out there all day if they have to be until the sun starts going down. So
right.
I don't know if Freaky Geek was trying to send us a lemon or just put up a emoji of one.
Oh, just the emoji.
Ron's mooning again.
Right, of course.
I
Eli's over there dancing with the aliens.
I was going to say, I can't really quite make out what Eli was doing.
So it says, my father was and still an avid hunter. He has heard all kinds of tales through the years of what others have seen while hunting. He said he was never seen anything, though, except for one weird experience when he was around 17 years old. He was hunting for elk with his father and brothers in Salmon, Idaho in 1965.
Pammy, if you would like, if you could send a copy of them to Shadows. She says she got little people eating grapes. She kept the pictures.
Yeah, definitely. You know what I mean. I always welcome.
That would be fantastic. I would love to actually see it. Pineapple. So they were sitting there eating grapes and pineapples?
Yeah, definitely. And I'll post them up. If you want to send them to me, I can show them next week. So we're almost done here with this show, but I would definitely love to see them. We all would.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you got pictures of it.
So
you got Eli.
He was hunting for elk. He was hunting for elk with his father and brothers in Salmon, Idaho in 1965. They had all split up to chase down an elk herd they spooked by chance, and my dad was sent around the mountain by himself to cut them off. It was a mildly warm day, and he stopped to rest in the shade of some large boulders to strip off some of his gear and have a drink of water. When he sat down to rest, he felt a rock zip by his head. Thinking it was one of his brothers playing a trick on him, he yelled at him to stop, which most people would think that. If we were out there.
Pam said she'll send them. She's eating right at the moment.
Okay. If we were out there together and, we split up for a little bit and a rock was zipping by us, we'd be like, hey.
Why'd you throw that at me?
Yeah, what the hell, man?
Or why are you messing with me?
Yeah. That's when he noticed tiny footprints in the soft dust under his feet. And again, another rock was thrown in his direction, closer this time. Now, my dad had always been told about the little people who live in the rocks and crevices of the mountains and the hills, an ancient band of Native Americans who barely escaped from white man. They made their home in the hills, and if bothered, they would put a curse on you if you failed to heed their warnings. Feeling a chill creep up his spine, he slowly rose, gathered his things, and said in very slow Shoshiani, I am leaving. I am sorry I disturbed you. As he was walking away downhill, he heard small feet slapping the rocks behind him. But being a tad afraid, he never looked back. He never told his father or brothers and he could hardly tell me for fear to thinking that he was crazy, but I believe him. That's pretty cool that he knew how to say that.
Apologized.
Yeah.
Not knowing that he crossed into their territory.
Right.
And showing him the respect of just getting up, walking away, and saying he was sorry. And I don't think she just listened to anything I just said.
No, I did. I'm sorry.
Uh-huh.
I was reading the chat. Pammy says she always puts on low wooden fence or flat surface. Oh, definitely. You know, it's like an offering. It's like if you go out into the woods, and I mean, we have where, you know, we take things and we'll give offerings at least, or water to the plants, or, you know what I mean?
Well, when you water a plant, that's exactly what it is. It's an offering. Person
thin grayish
green with pointed ears. Oh, was that dude from Lord of the Rings? Precious.
But yeah, I mean, there's been many, many stories, and I've heard, and I love hearing them. I love it because I listen to, like I told you guys before, I listen to Expanded Perspectives over there on the podcast or on YouTube. And I love when they're talking about little people and that. That's one of my favorite things is listening to them, you know. And they're just very, very cool.
Again, I don't know what Patrick's laughing at, but I think it might have been my comment about, was it the dude from the Lord of the Rings?
It could have been. But I never really hear, I mean, besides very far and few in between, I very rarely hear bad stories, unless they, like, somebody's destroying their home. And I think that's what it is with Tommy knockers, too. I mean, some say it's a warning that something's going to bad's going to happen, but are the Tommy knockers, listen, this is my warning, stop destroying my home.
Okay.
Or something bad's going to happen.
So what about that movie with the beetle? The death beetle.
That's practical magic.
Right.
They were cursed.
Do you think something like that could possibly happen?
Yeah, definitely. If somebody believed that every time they heard,
thank you for the diamond, Ron.
Thank you so much.
Ron saying ain't nobody taking over my boss.
They can come and clean anytime. Yeah, right?
What happened?
He said they can come and clean anytime.
Who?
The little people.
No, who said it?
Ron. It's in the diamond. It's in the message with the diamond.
Oh. I leave Bigfoot gallons of Poland spring water and they bring it back empty and put it in view for me because I can tell them, please don't leave garbage. Well, now, that's pretty damn interesting.
Right? Yeah.
When they got enough, you know, I think she's joking.
No, she's not joking.
But if you can leave garbage out, or not garbage, but you leave stuff out there for them to eat.
Right.
And let them know, look, I'll keep doing this. Don't dirty the place. And then bring it back. That's, you know what, when she try it one time, leave a garbage bag with it. And see if they actually put it inside the garbage bag. I mean, that would be something to try. And if that happened, I'm moving.
No.
No, I wouldn't. I'd spend more time outside.
I know you would. I know. I will say, that's what I do miss about living down in 129. Because we used to spend a lot more time, or even when we lived in the camper.
Well, yeah, the room was right there.
Yeah. And we spent more time outside. Now we're out front where there's not really, it's not as magical, I guess. I mean, it's still magical where we are.
Yeah, it's a more of a walk for us to get outside now.
Yeah.
Whereas where we used to live in 129, you climbed four steps and you were outside.
Yeah.
And now it's like you got to walk and walk.
Anybody want any candy?
She didn't like my candy.
No, I got the M&Ms in there, the peanut butter
No.
M&Ms.
I said my candy.
Oh. Our boss.
He gets care packages sent up from the lower 48.
Yeah, like weird stuff, like sweet and sour, not weird stuff, but high chews, which they're like, there's like root beer and I don't know, it's weird.
You know what, Freaky, that's absolutely possible. That they can become more magical because of us, especially from the ones that believe in them.
Yeah, definitely. I agree.
Yeah, see, my candy was different than hers. She won't eat my candy.
No. Yeah, our boss gets care packages because it's a lot cheaper to buy food, which is weird. It's especially if you're on Amazon Prime.
Well, it kind of breaks out to the same price by the time they ship it.
Yeah.
But we don't get some of this stuff in our store.
Right. Exactly. So, like, he got me my pocket cookies and cream sticks, stir sticks. Yeah, soda pop. They're like high chews. A lot of times, too, he'll get care packages from, they're like Korean.
Patrick, I know you're a wise man, but I find that to be a far-fetched. He says in some circles they believe that aliens may have genetically altered Bigfoot to create humans.
Yeah, I've heard that too. Patrick.
They lit up the birds. I asked why. Is that tree glowing? They let me know. Birch bark was good for a toothache. Yeah, it's something to do with the essence of the smoke.
But he'll get care packages for Korean food and let us taste it. Like there's banana Cheetos.
I don't know.
Or not Cheetos, but what's the big fluffy ones?
Puffs.
Yeah, cheese puffs. They look like cheese puffs, but they taste like banana.
I actually got to take a bite of Korea's hottest ramen noodles. Mm-hmm. And when they say it's hot, they ain't kidding. And I like spicy food, but I actually had to spit this out.
Yeah.
I don't know about Bigfoot, but I have heard people have been tested in that Freaky Geek, that's been an ongoing story for years. That people say that they've been abducted and probed and tested. Mm-hmm. And actually, some people, because it was handled carelessly, had scar marks. Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, we saw the burn of the one we did a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, Pammy, you can say that. Mm-hmm. Like I said, I love spicy food, but this was just, no.
But how many, like when we're talking about little people too, how many times have we heard the story about chainlings?
How many times too, though, have you heard a door start to open and then it closes?
Right.
But you don't see anything.
That's a little person, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe they're closed.
Yeah.
Like yesterday, like I was saying while you were sleeping because you weren't feeling good, this door kept opening and closing.
Yeah.
Damn, I almost went out and
I remember there was I can see if I can find it. There was a video a long time ago about gnomes.
You know, you don't hear many stories about trolls, though.
No, you don't. Helps if you know how to spell.
Baggins. It's invisible people.
Let's see if this one has it.
I have no idea what she's doing, guys.
I'm trying to look to see. There was an old. I remember when I first saw it, it creeped me out. And I'm trying to find.
What was the name of that show we were watching where they were down in Kentucky and that?
That's
Because
Hellier.
they spotted little people.
Yeah, that was the goblins. That was the goblins. Frodo Baggins was invisible.
That's why I started laughing.
That looked like a monkey. Hold on a minute.
Was it the ring?
Let's let you guys decide. I'm gonna turn off the.
No, I don't think the ring made him invisible, or was it the ring?
Yeah, the ring made him invisible.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
I don't know.
And if you're listening to the podcast portion of this, okay, you ready?
Wow. Hold on. Read what Pam said real quick. Mom's door handle jiggled. I took a pic, and it's a huge paw with claws, and also had pads on the bottom of it.
Damn. So you ready?
We can't talk because I gotta unmute my mic.
Okay.
It's not her dog.
No, it's definitely on 2 feet. It looks like. What do you guys think?
That's freaking crazy. I thought it was her dog running on his back, running on his back legs.
I think this is the one. This is the one. The first ever video I ever saw. I think.
What the hell? What? Did that thing just walk by the bush?
Where did I keep the camera still?
Hi. What's it? It's just.
Ready?
I have no echo or feedback
I do.
with my mic being undone.
That's stupid.
That's dumb as hell. Can't tell me that's real.
I remember the one I saw was at dark. Was this?
Freaky, I was thinking the same thing on the first one. I thought it was a dog running on its hind legs.
This was the one. Here it is.
Patrick said that's CGI.
Could be. playing hacky sack.
Oh, I used to love playing that. Now I'm old. I'd rip every goddamn cartilage in my hips.
Oh, shit.
Oh, what the hell was that?
That's what they're saying. What the hell was that? Those weren't the ones that I seen, but when I was younger, or when I was...
Eli says it's him looking for pizza.
Oh, see? We caught you, Eli.
Pizza.
We caught you. No, they were putting it on a loop, Freaky, so you could...
So you could actually see what was happening.
Yeah. And when they sat there and was like, that one kid with the hacky sack, like, nope.
Proof Eli is short. Oh my God.
Right? I tell you guys.
Oh, I'm gonna give you guys heads up, and I'll let you know again when it's coming close. The 28th and 29th of this month, I won't be doing the show with Shadows. I've got a restaurant I have to run for 2 days. They're probably all like, "Oh God, thank you." That would be cool. Yeah, people.
I wish I could remember or could see. I wish I could find that one that. I think it was that one that went behind the bush, but I'm not sure. I just no, because the one I remember seeing had a couple of them in there.
Oh, you're right, Patrick. Yeah, they go way back. Patrick says there's a chance that some small creatures are real. Reports date back to times before the Roman Empire.
Yeah, I mean, there's stories of even like back in the day.
That's when you take over another's kitchen anyway. Well, no, I'm going to run my friend's restaurant. He's got to go get cataract surgery done, and he knows what I'm capable of. So he's basically handing me over the keys for 2 days to keep his restaurant going. And I feel like Gordon Ramsay.
Right? But see, this is what the thing of it is I would love to go, and if they would show themselves to me, go and like take a video camera, take the FLIR, of course, because bears. Take our FLIR and take the video camera and go investigate and see if the gnomes and fairies would come around. Bring some honey, and because that's what you. No, I don't want to bring food because that brings a bear.
We got bears.
I know.
And you want to bring honey?
Yeah.
Oh, that's just amazing.
Never mind. Never mind. It's a bad idea. Bad idea. Damn it.
Yeah, I know I brought it up before, Freaky, but I was still on the fence on whether I was going to be doing it or not. And I decided that I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to do it. I mean, I'm actually going to be able to feel what it's like to own my own restaurant for 2 days.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
And that's been a dream of mine for years. Just a little mom and pop diner. But if I get little people to show up and start ordering food, it's something to keep you busy. Listen, when you live with Shadows, you're never bored.
Well, that's true.
I'm always busy.
He is. Not gonna lie.
She has this bad habit of, honey, can you go to the store and get this? Yeah, no problem.
I never say that. I say, are you going to go to the store?
Shut up. So I'll go over there because we walk. It's only a block away. And I'll buy what she asked, and then I'll come back, and she says, did you get this? I'm like, you didn't say that. She goes, yes, I did. So I'm like, no, you didn't. So now I got to turn around and go back to the store.
What was it yesterday? Oh, you forgot my peanut M&Ms.
Oh yeah, the peanut M&Ms. Explorer channels. Oh, we watch a lot of stuff like that, Patrick.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, that's why I said we watch a lot of stuff like that.
Oh yeah, we watch when I'm not researching stuff. This consists of this is like my whole life. I mean, seriously. Well, when I'm not working, obviously. When I'm not researching stuff, I'm watching stuff on documentaries on TV.
A few years ago, I started from.
A few years ago, I started for kids roadside barbecue and smoker pit with sides.
Well,
that's cool.
We did have the plan in
Yes,
New York, and we pretty much had it pretty all close to set up to go. I just couldn't keep one guy on board.
Yeah. That's pretty cool, Pammy.
No, hey, tip my hat to you.
Definitely. All right, guys, it's that time.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Hurry up. Everybody get over there. Run, run, run. An 18-seater van, freaky. Sounds like it would have been a cargo van converted. Way to go, Pammy. She said it's still going strong.
Oh, that's okay, Freaky Geek. Don't apologize for that.
What time? Huh?
He said, I apologize for missing the beginning of the show.
Yeah, but Patrick just put what time with a question mark.
Oh, what time what, hon?
We're talking about she's getting ready to open the chest.
Oh, shit.
What did you do?
I can't stop it either.
What'd you do?
I hit distribute instead of, I was putting the 200 lemons in, and I hit the wrong button. So now they're getting, I don't know if they'll let me do it if I put 200 more in and redo it again.
I don't know.
We'll try it. Anyway, so certain people are going to get
a lot of lemons.
No, not a lot. Nobody got any lemons. Oh, no, they did. Eli got 2.6, Patrick got 1.9, and Freaky Geek got 1.6. I don't know how this is going to work, but I'm going to try.
Boy, you guys really raked in lemons today. I'll tell you what.
Okay, there we go.
Eli says, I got $2.
All right, I'm going to do it again, guys. Ready? If it'll let me.
Maybe I scared him when I stood there, or scared you.
Type in a lot. Just, it doesn't even have to make sense. Just keep typing.
Eli says, I got $2.
Oh, no, it won't let me.
Oh.
It says, sorry, this giveaway is too close for your last one. Damn it. All right, well, we'll just save them up for tomorrow. I'm sorry, guys. I know, Ron.
See how she is. And I got to work with her. Thank you, Freaky Geek.
Thank you, Freaky Geek, for the lemon.
He's giving you lemons to put back in the damn chest.
I know, right?
He gave you back your one lemon.
Well, half the time, Pam, we don't know what we're all doing.
We have no clue. We just go with it. Koreans have the best skincare.
It's because they buy expensive skincare.
Yeah, like the owner of the building here, she buys a regular bottle of skincare, but it's like $100 and something.
Thank you for the lemons.
Appreciate it, people.
Right, Patrick? That's why they're called lemons. Thank you so much, guys. Ron, Eli, Freaky Geek. All you guys for the lemons.
Everyone, Lisa, Pammy.
Thank you guys
Patrick,
for coming in. I appreciate it.
Ron, everybody's just amazing. I mean, every single one of you.
Where to go? Okay. Flycatch over in Blog Talk Radio. Thank you so much.
Well, you got to cover that part because I
They
can't
said
see any of that.
the only skincare I use is direct sunlight. Yeah, that's basically me too. Me too.
You're lying. You hate you love the sun. You hate being in the sun.
Yeah, I hate direct contact with the sun, but I love being outside in the nature and that.
Absolutely, she is.
Eddie owes you lunch, Eli?
Yeah, I'd like to know how the hell that's. Whoa, wait a minute. I ain't had enough to drink yet. I'm confused. How do I owe you lunch?
Apparently, you're out there making bets or something. I don't know. Vitamin D, yes. Believe me, I'm very low on my vitamin D.
But it sucks because she's lactose intolerant at the same time.
Yeah. So I have to take my pills. That's the one where I guess a normal person has like 48% vitamin D. They're supposed to have 48%. Mine was 6 the last time I got tested. So I'm supposed to be taking vitamins all the time.
Apparently, this is all your fault.
Why is it my fault?
Apparently, you said something about a picnic. Hey guys, if you don't catch the very beginning of the stream, it's all good.
Yeah, it's no worries, guys. We just get glad you come in. He won the Cowboys game, he said.
What Cowboys game?
I don't know. That's why you owe him lunch.
Who? Eli. I won the Cowboy. Huh?
Was this very late in the day that you were talking to him?
I don't remember anything. There ain't no football on. If there was football on, trust me, I would know.
And Ron, that was part of the story about a picnic.
Y'all trying to get me in damn trouble. I remember the beat. What beat? I am so confused right now.
That's how we start our podcast. That's how we end our podcast.
That's an auto.
If there was a game and you missed it, that's
it's an automatic law. There ain't a game. Beat or bet.
Bait? Poor Ron's having a bad day there.
This is how I get treated. Oh, he meant bet, not bait.
Beat, bait, and bet.
It all works. Oh, bait now? Oh, you just got freaky going on a whole nother level.
But hey, guys, did you notice the chat was working? I know, stupid spell check. It gets me every time.
No, he says no spell check.
Every time I try to curse out my ex-husband, it comes up ducking.
Yeah, you can't get that F word in there. If you're not paying attention, it'll come up ducking. Yeah, have a good rest of your day, folks. Freaky, you enjoy the rest of your day, too.
I'm just joking, Ryan. I don't curse your dad out.
Ryan, message me later.
No.
No, this is where I say fist bumps, hugs. Stay safe, stay strong. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
And guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us today. I appreciate it. I appreciate each and every one of you, from Blog Talk Radio to Facebook to Twitch to YouTube. All you guys, thank you so much for hanging out. D Live, you guys are amazing, and we wouldn't be here without you. We are a big family, Patrick. Yes, thank you for sharing that. And be safe, take care, and we'll see you tomorrow. Hold on a minute before I... Oi. All right, guys. Yes, and stay positive. That's right. Smile with your eyes, guys.
Well, Ron, all these earthquakes were happening. We weren't on live. We weren't live. Thankfully, they weren't that close to us. But trust me, if we feel imminent danger, we'll let all you guys know.
Yeah, definitely. I love you guys, and we'll see you tomorrow for Freaky News.